What we focus on is how we can make things safer, faster, easier, how we can provide a more accurate cut for our customers, and all of those things add up to profitability. So those 5 words, safer, faster, easier, accurate, and more profitable, really guide everything we do here at Jarraff, from engineering and product development all the way through to manufacturing and customer service.
The Mini had been a request for several years. There was a request for people who wanted a smaller piece of equipment to use in a residential area.
The rotating saw head is a great attribute to the Mini-Jarraff. Not only are you able now to get into that tree safely without a person in a bucket or climbing that tree, you're also able to go up and make those precision, accurate cuts that you look for. Not only, for aesthetics, but also the health of the tree. The ANSI standard for cuts on a tree now are obtainable because of our rotating saw head, and it's 180 degrees of rotation. So it also helps the machine in the versatility of it. So from one point with the Mini on the ground, you're able to make multiple cuts throughout a tree, maybe even multiple trees, without having to actually relocate the machine. So it really speeds up the production of the machine, as long as the accuracy of those cuts. The Mini-Jarraff's chassis is a great piece of equipment, and it's well engineered. What it has working for it is we steer with articulation, so there's no skidding of the tires when you're in some more delicate terrains, but you're also able to apply a bunch of power to the ground when you do need it. So with that articulating chassis, it's got what we like to call our axle oscillation. So what that is, it allows the chassis of the machine to maneuver over uneven terrain. It's not 4 set points until you release from driving the machine. So as you work through, say if you have to go at a 45-degree angle through a ditch, that machine has 4 points of contact on the ground at all times as it moves through that ditch. And as soon as you stop driving the machine, what happens is it actually locks that chassis and locks those parking brakes. So whenever you are going up to trim on a tree or some vegetation that you're planning on dropping, you're able to pull up, no outriggers, nothing like that. You pull up, as soon as you're done driving, you're able to rotate the boom out and get that up in the tree and get that saw working right away. With our remote control system, it provides you with everything that you're going to need to operate that Mini-Jarraff day in and day out. Not only from the remote control, you're able to drive the machine, you're also able to rotate the boom, extend the boom out, raise the boom up, anything that you would need to get your work done for the day.
Some of the groundbreaking type features we've added to the new Mini is things such as the improved leg widening, having the ability to get into those backyards or those tight alleys, get the work done, get those trees cut without having to even take a fence down in some cases. My favorite thing about the Mini is that it has what we call on-demand horsepower management system. It's my favorite part because it's quiet now. And it idles down, when you're not using it, and it only idles up and goes to a higher RPM when absolutely required. Some of the biggest benefits of the horsepower management system is fuel consumption. We almost doubled the horsepower from the previous generation Mini. One of the first questions we get is, well, how much more fuel does it burn? This next generation Mini actually burns less fuel than the old Mini did.
The Mini, I really like the way that it tells the operator that something's happening, and it's the way it's built in, some of that functionality automatically starts to limit the operator. Maybe if they're raising the boom up, it automatically slows the machine down. So the operator doesn't have to do that. It's already built into the background of the machine. They can just continue to operate it, but those safety functions are built in, allowing the operator to continue to work, but helps them prevent getting the machine in places they shouldn't. The Mini also has some diagnostics built into it that is connected to the electronic control system that will allow Jarraff to potentially log on to that machine if the customer has a cell phone with a Bluetooth connection. That through their cell phone and the Bluetooth connection, we can communicate with the machine to potentially do some troubleshooting. Maybe they see an alarm on the display that comes up that they don't understand how to potentially fix the machine. With that, we could log into it, look at it. Maybe it's an electronic error, maybe it's an error with the engine, but we could potentially help further troubleshoot that engine or device, whatever that is on the machine, with the customer, with them, with their cell phone and a Bluetooth connection.
For our customers who are in the tree trimming, right-of-way maintenance, urban trimming business, it really comes down to labor, both in terms of how do I keep my employees safe and how can I help them be more productive. Typical tree trimming business or right-of-way maintenance business sees upwards of 70% of their cost of operations as labor. So what we're able to do with the Mini-Jarraff is keep an operator on the ground where he's safer. Mini-Jarraff can do anywhere from 2 to 5 times the amount of work that traditional methods like tree climbing and bucket trucks can perform. So it really comes down to keeping them safer, putting them in a position where they can accomplish the same amount of work, more work with one crew rather than 3 in the more traditional methods.
One of the best things that I can tell you makes all of us very proud is that we can do that right here in Minnesota and in the United States, made in the USA.